professor, physician, epidemiologist. I am Dr. Sri Banerjee. Hello, I'm Dr. Sri Banerjee, core faculty for the College of Health Sciences and Public Policy at Walden University. And in this segment, I'm going to be discussing about not only Sustainable Development Goals, but also looking at the integrated tool that the Sustainable Development Goals can be used to present. And these are simulation scenarios where you can look at interventions and how they affect all of the different Sustainable Development Goals by looking at the percentage of gross domestic product that the country is investing for each area. So let's go ahead and get started to take a look at what I'm talking about. Again, this is a simulation tool, Integrated Sustainable Development Goals. It helps policymakers and other stakeholders make complex web of interconnections between the SDGs. Unlike databases and indices that provide a measure of where a country stands, ISDG focus on the dynamic interactions within the SDG system. So let's access the ISDG. Of course, you'll see a whole slew of questions here, and you can quickly fill that out, and once you do so, you're going to be going into the simulation part of this. So here is the simulation, and we can go into Democratic Republic of Congo, click on Learn More, and then once you're in there, you can select Begin or Start. And once you're in there, you can take a look at all of the Sustainable Development Goals, all 17 of them. We can take a look at number 9 and increase some of the expenditures. So paved roads, we can make that 60% and then over time increase that somewhat. And then railways, we can increase over time. And let's run and see how that affects. So here are all the different Sustainable Development Goals. One thing worth noting is that this is taking away from about minus 1.8 expenditure in health and well-being. Another thing to take a look at is access to basic health care, and what that means. The access to healthcare decreases. Because we were looking at number 9 previously, what I decided to do is, instead of look at number 3, look at number 9. Number 9 is industry, innovation, and infrastructure, as we already had mentioned. And then taking a look at this, on one hand, when you increase paved roads and railways, you have total factor productivity, access to basic health care, increase in paved roads, motor vehicles. Those are the advantages. However, you're having more road fatalities, which decreases life expectancy. There's also an increase in population below poverty line. And then there's an increase in particulate matter 2.5 exposure. Increasing that, or increasing exposed CO2 emissions, actually decreases life expectancy, and that is what this is trying to show. Again, this is a linear relationship increase, and you can take a look in each of the dates around where it falls. So in 2027, you have a higher number. 2027, you have 43.8 and 43.8, and you can take a look how that increases the measure. The other thing is that you can go into another area and look at each of the Sustainable Development Goals and look at the values of this. But already, I think this has shown something that is not available for when you go into the UN Sustainable Development Goals. That doesn't include all of this. So I wanted to show you all of the different dynamic interactions that there is. And you can go into each one of the 17 goals and get this. And then SDG, you can go in, this is the table I was talking about, goal 1 through 17 is in this area. And then the other thing, let's go back to the other thing that's there is modifying policies, and then going back and resetting the policies and starting all over again. So this is a summary of how all of this works. This has given you a sense of how to use the Integrated Sustainable Development Goals. Just to make a note of this, not all countries have this thus far, and so some of the more populous countries, so to speak, are included. For instance, China, Nigeria, these countries. So take a look, explore, and understand what's going on. Thank you for listening.